Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to talk about the new episode of iCarly called I Quit iCarly. It was actually the movie tonight, and it was amazing. It was awesome. It was pure awesome. I'm not being too loud because my mom's in the other room and she's working, but I'm going to talk about this episode. So, it starts off with Freddie and Carly and Spencer's watching the boat channel. And Freddie's looking at the computer, and they get a funny video, and Carly and them watch it, and it's from these two guys named Fleck and Dave. And the video is it's funny, but it's also very kind of bloody, but it's super funny, it's hilarious. I was laughing at it, and anyways, so the Fleck and Dave want to know if they could be on their show, and have their video put on the web show. So they decide to put it on there, and they have them on there. And their video turns out to be a big laugh and a big hit on the show. So they're all at the Groovy Smoothies talking about it, and they're drinking, and I guess Tebow's having them test out smoothies, and the smoothies are like hot smoothies, and it's like, and you gotta give it up for Tebow. He's awesome right there. Tebow, that's awesome. Tebow, awesome. So, and he put jalapeno juice in the smoothies. So it's like, you drink the smoothie and you're hot, and it's crazy, and and then you gotta drink your water to cool your mouth off. It's quite crazy. It's just so funny. And then he's like talking. They're like talking, and they're talking about the new contest on Shorts.com. I think it was about they want to enter a video, but they have no idea. And so they ask Carly and Sam for help, and so they're like, okay, we'll help you. And so they end up going over to their house. And this is what I like to refer to as the purple scene. Purple, nothing but purple. Purple Fleck and Dave, purple Carly and Sam, purple car. And the car is what starts the whole big fight between Fleck and Dave. Because Dave is just blowing up about his dad's car being painted purple because he knows his dad's gonna kill him. His dad's gonna murder him, and Fleck's like, oh, whatever. And I brought paint remover. He's like, I brought 2, and so it's like it's so funny. And so let's see. And so the whole scene it ends with Fleck and Dave fighting. And they don't be friends. And they decide not to be friends anymore. And so Carly and Sam are kind of left there like, did you get any of this? And they're like, no. And so we go to a commercial break. And we come back, and Sam and Freddie are playing a slapping game. A slapping game where Freddie's got his hands out like this, and Sam's trying to reflexes, and he keeps slapping him. He slaps him, and then wham, slaps him in the face. And that's like another steady slap right there. It's like a steady slap to me. And so Freddie doesn't, he keeps playing. He doesn't pull away, which is really awesome. I think it's kind of like Freddie doesn't mind anymore. So that's pretty awesome of Freddie right there. That's awesome. So Spencer comes in, and he tells him they won the boat. And meantime, Carly and Sam are talking about what they could do to help Fleck and Dave. And Spencer tells him they won the boat, and he shows him the boat, and we hear Freddie, he speaks a little Spanish, he speaks Barca, and I don't know what that means, really, but anyways, it's Freddie, he's Spanish. All you girls, I know you all love him, because you talked about it, but anyways, and there's also a little thing about a cat in the wall, which kind of, that has me wondering, it's like, what's a cat doing in the wall? Poor kitty, but anyways, I gotta speed this up a bit. So Spencer, they realize they have to help them, and and when they're talking, they decide to go talk to Fleck and Dave. And so Carly talks with Dave, and Sam talks with Fleck, and they end up realizing, Carly and Sam, they both realize that they're sort of suffering with the same problems. Carly's having to deal with Sam, and Sam's having to deal with Carly because they're the same as Fleck and Dave. Similar. But anyways, Sam talks about putting Freddie in a diaper and putting him in the tiger cage at the zoo. And Freddie in a diaper. I guess Sam doesn't want to... I find that very funny. I don't know why, I just do. But anyways. So, they talk about that, and meanwhile Spencer gets his boat and decides to make Gibby his boat boy, and he smashes the bottle over his head. That I found kind of dangerous. I found that funny, but actually kind of weird and dangerous. But anyways, so Carly and Sam come back and they tell him how it went, and they figure out that they figure out what happened, and they sort of start fighting with each other, and they're like, appreciation. Carly's like, Sam's like, appreciation. You already named the show after yourself. And if you didn't notice, they cut out the part where Carly said Freddie named the show. So I don't know if any of you noticed, but there was a part in there, but they cut out. So they get into a fight, and they decide not to be friends anymore. Well, that's kind of bad. And so anyways. Carly and Freddie, they're talking about the fight in the next scene after the commercials, and Spence and then Dave comes in and sits with them, and they continue talking, and then Sam and Fleck come in, and they notice him, and they're like, "What are you guys doing here?" And they're like, "Well, we can come here. It's a free place." And so they go over there and they sit down there in a little spot, and Tebow is so funny. He's being Tebow again. He's like, "Do I care wherever you sit?" And anyways, that's Tebow. But then they start fighting, and they have a little muffin fight, and this old woman gets hit with the muffin after Sam and Fleck throw muffins at them, which is kind of mean. But anyways, the lady gets muffined, and so they all get angry at each other, and they leave. And Freddie's left in there, and he tries to help the old lady, and she just smacks him and knocks him out. It's crazy. But anyways, so they try to do the webcast from two different locations. And that was a total fail. It was a pathetic play, but it just failed. Technical difficulties just screwed it up. It didn't work. And we know that Freddie tried his best. We can give it up for Freddie for trying. You tried, Freddie. You really did. And when they decide not to even... Carly decides to quit like Carly. And Sam just agrees. And so she walks out, and Sam cuts off the camera, and Freddie's like, "Oh, God, what's going to happen now?" And so he's just sitting there. And during this time, the basketball team kind of takes over Spencer's boat, and Gibby tosses them in the trash. It's kind of funny, but they get tossed in the trash. So we come back to the hallway scene at the school, and Freddie is stuck in the middle between Sam and Carly because they're fighting. And if you notice, the little scene with like, "Oh look, a freckle on my wrist," that was cut out. It was completely cut out, and we don't know why. Maybe it was probably just shortening the episode. But anyways, Freddie didn't choose sides. That was awesome. He didn't choose. He's not going to choose between his friends. That's great. And Carly so Sam's like, "I'll buy you a super speed hard drive," and Carly's like, "You can't buy Freddie's love." And then she gives him $20. What the heck? I mean, to me that's right there. And she's like, "Freddie loves me." Okay, that's where I say Carly's using Freddie. And I'm sorry if some of you disagree with that, but that's just me. That's my opinion. And my time is going to run out here kind of soon, so I got to speed it up. So we're going to skip straight to the end. They go on the window washer ledge, and they're hanging, and Sam gets on it because she wants to do the whole scene, and so she jumps on it, and then Carly gets on it, and it gets really dangerous, and they start swaying in the wind, and then they press the button, and they start moving down, and Freddie actually caring very much for. He's caring about them a lot right now because he's worried. And so anyways, it's very crazy. And they're all worried, and then the thing breaks, and Carly goes sliding down, and she's hanging, and Freddie and Fleck and Dave are all freaking out up top because they can't do anything. And Sam risks her life. She risks her safety to save Carly, and that's amazing. That right there shows Sam is a true friend. That right there to me shows Sam's a true friend. And so she saves Carly, and she pulls her up with all of her strength. And meanwhile, Spencer's come up above with the rope, and when Sam's got her up, Spencer drops the rope down, and it hits Sam. It hits Sam, and she falls, and she's like, situation, and she's hanging off, and now it's Carly's turn to pull her up. And so she pulls her up and saves her. Go Carly. That's awesome of Carly. And then the guys pull them up, and they save them. And if you didn't notice, Freddie pulls in Sam while Carly pulls in Spencer. I know some of you thought Spencer pulled in both, but it's not. You look at it again, you'll see Freddie pulled in Sam. And I'm not going to get the whole thing done. But anyways, they hugged and they got over it. And then at the end, the web showed, they did the blowing. That was awesome. The blowing. It was amazing. But anyways, this episode was awesome. and it was crazy, and I post some links in the sidebars I want you to see, so check it out. I love this episode, and I give it an applause. Rock on, City Warriors. Rock on.